What is a complete human? Is it a cover model? Is it a science geek? Is it a fitness expert? Or all of the above and more? Janna and Evan are crusaders that walk the earth looking at today's issues that touch our hearts and minds. The honest and hopeful outlook on the advancement of today's society. The science behind the decay of human relationships. The necessary preparations for future generations. Join us as we look deep inside ourselves and embark on a journey into becoming a complete human.
How does one become more metabolically flexible?
There's a lot of different things that we can do, and there's a process in which we go through to improve metabolic flexibility. I like to beat up keto as a diet. I like to beat up all diets. I think diets are a four-letter word, right? But fat adaptation is a great way to help us become metabolically flexible. And I like to do fat adaptation about every 6 weeks. I'll go through like a 1 week period where I eat higher fat. That allows me to really burn through existing glycogen stores in my system, really reset metabolically, and then again start to pair carbohydrate intake with activity level. Hot and cold immersion therapy are one ways to really improve mitochondrial function. And if we look at mitochondrial dysfunction as one of the keys to metabolic inflexibility, improving mitochondrial function really helps us to become more metabolically flexible. So hot and cold immersion therapy are things that we absolutely love for improving metabolic flexibility. Higher protein diets once we get back into going out of fat adaptation, right? So I think that if you're working out and you're really focusing on total health, which is including resistance training, cardiovascular training, you need more protein from animal sources. And that's a big distinction. And I think, one of the things that we found is plant-based protein sources have actually been known to cause leaky gut syndrome. So now if we're pairing microbiome testing with metabolic flexibility and we're relying solely on plant sources for our protein intake, we have the propensity for microbiome dysfunction.
Now, would you say that's the case with plant protein supplements, like protein powder?
Anytime we're using legumes, which is the predominant source of plant protein, there is a probability for leaky gut. So what we do know based off of all of the research is that plant protein has some negative side effects over animal-based protein. What we do need to do is distinguish between grass-fed or pasture-raised animal protein and what we call CAFO. That stuff's horrible. Don't touch that. But if we're comparing like a pea protein and a grass-fed, grass-finished beef, take the beef every single day.
Okay.
One of the things I really like for improving metabolic function or metabolic health and mitochondrial function is PEMF. And we've done this quite a bit. So that's pulsed electromagnetic fields and, just a mat that you lay on. Now, the research that came out of NASA for this as far as improving mitochondrial function is pretty fascinating. So, I think that that's one of those tips that you can actually implement on a daily basis. It can be expensive. Let's just, caution the audience to be aware of that. But PEMF is a really cool method from which to improve metabolic health.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Great.